Alright YouTube, hope we are all good. Of course, welcome back yet again. It is of course Saturday today. So we have our upper session, aka the final session of the week, if you will. I'm currently on the walking pad. Hopefully that's not too loud. If it is, apologies, but I need to get steps in. But overall, I'm feeling good today. Last night I got a pretty decent sleep. My sleep recently has been pretty kind of hit or miss, to be fair. Like some days it's pretty good, some days it's kind of a bit meh. For the most part though, it's pretty decent. Like I'm getting plenty of sleep. I'm just kind of waking up here, which obviously isn't ideal. So last night I slept for I think it was 7.5 hours. I got up like twice middle of the night. The night before, I was like 8.5 hours, but didn't really get up at all. I got up once to pee, but apart from that, it was fine. Night before that, I was like up, down, so it's like pure hit or miss, man. Like my nighttime routine in general is like always relatively the same. And if you don't do it already, I definitely recommend sort of making a sort of routine that actually works for you, because having that sort of like nighttime routine and sort of winding down before bed, you benefit from it quite a lot, believe it or not, you definitely do. Because before, my sleep was pure like all over the place. Like I'd go to, like, say for example, like Monday night, right? In bed for say 9, 10 p.m, up for say 6:30, 7, right? Let's say Tuesday, I'd be like, right, okay, 12 o'clock the night, then up for 6 the next morning. Just like pure mix and match in my kind of sleep routine, like sleeping for say 6 hours one night, then 8 hours the next night, then like 5 hours one night. It just wasn't beneficial at all. So actually having like a proper sort of routine, right, okay, I'll go to bed at this time roughly, then get up at this time roughly, that actually helps you, right? So get a routine that works for you and stick with it, because it's definitely helping me. Although just now, as I'm kind of getting deeper into prep, I'm definitely realising, right, okay, sleep is kind of not taking a hit, but it is just hit or miss, which is not ideal. But I'd rather it be like kind of 90% class and then like 1 or 2 nights not amazing. Like I'd rather that than say pure awful sleep every single night, because nobody wants that, of course. But if it was getting to that kind of stage of, right, okay, my sleep is awful every single night, I'd then say to Finn, we'd find the kind of root cause and fix it, but it's not like that at all, so it's fine. It's not a major deal, but it's obviously not ideal at times. But overall, I'm feeling good, man. This morning I was 80.9 kg, so lowest we've seen is 80.85, and that was on Thursday post pool. So post legs today, of course, 80.9. To be fair, is a bit of a surprise, because usually after legs I go up rather than come down, and I was 81.1 yesterday, so to basically come down 0.2 after legs, I'm like, that's kind of strange, to be fair. Pretty cool to see, but a bit odd, because usually kind of post legs, a lot of inflammation, I'm pretty gubbed, which I was this morning. Like feeling a bit sort of gubbed through the lower, but upper, I feel pretty fresh, I feel pretty good, so can't complain there. But tomorrow we'll see how I'm kind of feeling and looking anyway. But today I've got to check in with Finn post upper, so you kind of see sort of post upper visuals as well. I'll make sure I'll record some visuals for you, so you can see the actual visual as well post upper. But I take my sort of like actual check-in photos for Finn post upper on a Saturday. So I mentioned it in the last video, but I've got basically 3 updates just now. So an update on a Monday morning, a Thursday morning, then a Saturday post upper. Personally, I find the post upper like the most fullest and like best look, I suppose you could say. But again, I don't know what it is with sort of like fasted visuals. I like seeing a fasted visual, right? But at the same time, I'm like, I feel pretty flat, or I feel kind of stringy. Like, I don't really feel amazing fasted, do you know what I mean? But again, you're not full in the morning. You wake up, you're like completely, maybe not insanely dehydrated, but a lot more dehydrated than say the night before, of course, all that kind of stuff. So Aye, fasted visuals I'm not the biggest fan of, but at the same time, it's cool to kind of see how you're looking first thing in the morning, your sort of raw look, so to speak. But kind of having an actual post upper check-in as well, it's kind of cool to sort of compare the fasted to the post upper, you know what I mean? So I tend to train after 2 meals on a Saturday, so I've had meal 1. My plan was that I kind of full day in the life of like day in the life eating, training, all that kind of stuff, but you've seen the day in the life eating just now, it hasn't changed. There's no point showing you every single time I eat, you know what I mean? So I'll just kind of show you like bits and bobs throughout the day, man. I train after 2 meals on a Saturday, ideally. I try and get in about 4 litres of water before I train. I just kind of feel pretty good off that, so I get 4 litres in. So I've drank roughly about 2 3/4, 3 litres just now. But I need some more to go, and it is currently only, I believe, back at 10. It's currently 10 o'clock on the dot, pretty much. It's 9:55. Anyway, we'll train roughly about maybe 11:45ish. I'm going to aim for. I had my meal 1 roughly about 9 o'clock, so let that sit for a bit, then eat again, say 11, 11:15, then in the gym for roughly 11:45, 12 o'clock ideally. So what I'll do is I'll catch up with you at the pre-gym meal assembling, aka the rice cooker. If you've not got one, get one because they're so good, man. Anyway, I will catch yous then. Right, you join me in the kitchen getting the pre-meal ready. If you're wondering why the hat's on backwards, for some reason, sometimes when I wear it forwards and I can't see up, I feel like I'm purely like looking at the sky all the time trying to see things, so that's why it's on backwards, right? Also, my hair's just an absolute riot, and like even me seeing it in the camera just now, I'm like, oh, fuck off, man. So Kobe's also with us here. Maybe you can see him if I come down here. Kobe is also here with us. Again, usual, sleepy boy. But we kind of side note on the hair. I'm getting it cut soon. Getting it cut in about 3 weeks' time. Rowan is opening his own shop in Glasgow. Big up Rowan, of course. So I'll be going there once he's back here. I just need to kind of wait until he's back, which is going to be another kind of 3 weeks. It's a bit of a pain. God's sake, Rowan, come back at the start of April, mate. Shocking. Anyway, making rice, chicken, the usual, as you know. However, I'm putting some rice on for my dad as well. Now, see if you meal prep, this is a wee kind of tip for you as well, right? If you meal prep, I'll weigh out the rice first so you can actually hear me speaking. You can tell that I can't multitask, man. Anyway, but I have 125 grams. I'm making my dad the exact same, 125. But say, for example, you are meal prepping, right? And you are trying to meal prep rice, and you've got a wee rice cooker, or even like a pot, whatever it is. Obviously, it weighs different after you cook it, right? So this is 250 grams just now. I guarantee when I weigh it, it'll be like 400 grams or something, or like 420 grams, whatever it may be, right? All you literally need to do to avoid confusion, 250 grams, put in your notes, 250 grams. See, once you've cooked it, put that in a pot and weigh it, right? So if it's 250 just now, once you cook it, put a wee pot on the scales, put your rice in, let's say it's 420, right? All you literally need to do is do 250 divided, sorry, oh, I'm getting confused here. All you need to do is do 420 divided by 250. So basically the cooked weight divided by the raw weight, that gives you 1.68, right? I want 125 grams, aka my portion. That gives you 210 grams. All I would need to do is weigh out 210 grams, and that is 125 grams raw weight rice in cooked weight, alright? If you're meal prepping and you're like, how do I pure divide it up now? I've got all the cooked materials and the weigh is completely different. All you do is divide the cooked weight by the raw weight and times it by what you want, right? Quick, simple, basic maths for you, right? Anyway, I'll wash the rice and get back to you. Right, as you already know, rice is washed. Put it in, 2 buttons, simple. Rice cookers are the best thing ever. So that is the rice on, chicken also now on. I'm already 3.5 litres down, so we'll go in for another 1.5 litres, of course. Anyway, I think that's everything for the time being. Rice is on, chicken's on. I have, of course, dark chocolate and grapes. I'll show you the meal once it's ready. Pre-gym, I'll show you the wee gym outfit as well, because of course I'm not wearing different tones of grey. This is just me chilling out, guys. This is me chilling. Anyway, I'll catch you when I've got the meal sorted, the outfit sorted, all that jazz. We'll get heading to upper. Right, pre-gym meal sorted. I'll quickly show you it, because I'm not going to lie, I am absolutely starving just now, right? But chicken, rice, tomato sauce, you know, trust me, it's good, man, it's good. So 125 grams of basmati rice, 125 grams of chicken, 20 grams of reduced sugar. It's either reduced sugar or reduced salt, whatever, reduced whatever, tomato sauce. I've got 2 grams pink salt, 1 gram low salt in there. Then 100 grams of grapes, 30 grams dark chocolate. I'll finish this bottle of water as well, and that is my kind of like, I think it's roughly 4.5, 5 litres ticked off pre-gym, so that's kind of ideal. But just now it is currently, let me tell you what time it is 12:20. So a little bit kind of behind schedule, but it's fine. I'll go to the gym for roughly 1:45, so about an hour behind, but that's completely fine. In for the upper session, I'll run you through some wee bits here and there, and then of course the check-in afterward, you can see that as well. So I'll catch you in the gym. Right, you of course joined me in the gym. Overall, things are going very well, I cannot lie. Single arm pull down starting off, I was a rep up on both sets, so obviously single arm, rep up right arm, rep up left arm, then same again in the back off. It was 57 kg times 8 this week, 57 kg times 9, then the back off 50 kg times 13. This week 50 kg times 14. We then move on to, I believe, if I'm correct in saying, it's a cable upper back row is what it's called. A cable wide grip row. Basically upper back cable row, right? A wee bit of erectors in there as well. Last week 90 times 10, this week same. Last week 80 times 12, this week the same, so I matched that. Then on to single arm cuffed laterals. I was a rep up on both sets, no, tell a lie. Tell a big massive fat lie. First set I matched, so 20 kg times 11 both arms, the same last week. But on the back off, I got 15 times 16 last week. This week I got 15 times 17, so upper rep on the back off. Now, although I've progressed a couple of movements so far, I probably shouldn't do this, right, but I do it anyway. I basically kind of base the progress of my entire session off of this one movement. Is that smart? Definitely not. Do I do it anyway? Yeah. It basically kind of plants a sort of seed in my head of, right, okay, you have to do well here to make it a good session. And of course it is a chest press. I just kind of love chest pressing in general. I feel like we're heavy straight on here. I want to kind of move over to the sides here, not purely looking directly in my eyeballs. And you can see how weird my hair is just now. But anyway, this Cybex Eagle chest press, probably my favourite machine in this gym, to be honest. It is very, very nice. It feels very, very smooth. It is. For me, it feels pretty heavy. Now, I've seen guys like gym pinning like 2 plates on top of a stack. Don't know how, because it would just, I think it would actually destroy my entire existence, to be honest. But for me, it's a very nice machine. Actually, it just feels like I can get a solid stimulus and not have to worry too much about the kind of arm path, because it just kind of falls into place nicely. Like, well, a lot of kind of chest press machines, you need to kind of like tuck your elbows a wee bit, or flare your elbows a little bit, whatever it may be. With this, it just kind of feels extremely natural, for me anyway. If you have like longer arms than me or shorter arms than me, it might not feel as smooth. For me, it feels pretty bang on. So I think the plan is here, I'll show you this movement, then I'll show you my overhead press movement, because the kind of two main things in this session for me are, of course, the flat chest press and the overhead chest press, the overhead press. So yeah, flat press, overhead press, I'll show you both of those, because for me, they're the kind of hardest movements of the session. A common theme recently is me showing you the hardest movements of the session, i.e. where I'm suffering the most. So I'm sure you're absolutely loving seeing that, man. But we are feeling good, nonetheless, to be fair. I'm feeling very, very good. A bit tired this morning, but at the same time, the session's going well, so cannot complain at all. We, of course, have the check-in after if we finish well. So I'll show you that afterwards. But anyway, we'll get stuck into this. I'll show you overhead pressing, and we'll go from there, man. Right, so on the chest press this week, we got 121.5. If I'm right in saying, I think it's 121.5 plus £5. Some folk track the Cybex machines in like just pounds. I don't know why. I track it with like kg plus the pounds that I add to it, if you know what I mean. So I got 112.5, sorry, 112.5 kg plus £5 for 2 sets of 8. So, like I was saying in a previous video, I've got 2 sets here, both 6 to 10. So, I don't really like doing that kind of top set, back off set for certain movements. Now, on like back movements and that, I enjoy doing it, but chest presses, I don't. Overhead press, I prefer doing a kind of top set, back off set. But chest press, I'm just kind of enjoying recently having that sort of like 2 fixed weight sets. And I'm matching them pretty well, man. Like 112.5 plus £5 for 2 sets of 8. For me, feels pretty good. Overall stimulus, bang on. The pump I've got just now is pretty solid as well. So I'm feeling good, man. Cannot complain. We got 1 rep up. So the top set I matched. The back off set I got a rep up. So last week I got 8, then 7. This week 2 sets of 8. So overall, pretty solid, I would say. On to overhead pressing. Now, this movement, I say it all the time, anything overhead for me is where I tend to stall pretty quickly when I'm dieting. Now, this prep, I haven't stalled. I don't plan on stalling either, man. I feel pretty good with it recently, but at the same time, it's always kind of in the back of the head, like, right, okay, previously I have stalled in this, I haven't really got much stronger, all that kind of stuff, but I have been feeling good here, so I'm hoping and I can guarantee that it will continue. You'll notice that I say a lot as well that I basically guarantee what I'm going to get. Like, I know what I'm going to get because I keep it in my head the entire time. Like, before I go into a set, I'm thinking, right, okay, I'm getting this, I'm getting no less than this. No matter what happens, I'm getting no less than this number. And 9 times out of 10, give or take the kind of odd unlucky time, I do hit that number. So this week, I'll tell you what I'm going to get. So last week we got 98 kg for 7 in the back off set, 91 for 8. So to be fair, reps, like, not a major difference, but obviously a slight kind of reduction in load for the second set. But 98 kg for 7 last week, and I'm not going to lie, we're getting 98 kg for 7 today. If not, we're getting 8, but it's a minimum of 7. But I'll show you the top set and update you in the back off set, either in the posing room or in the car, however it goes. But top set we will be getting 98 kg for 7. So before you watch the next clip of me doing this set, just know it will be 98 kg times 7. If not, it will be 98 kg times 8. You can find out in the next clip, man. Go! Maybe not then, fucking 6 it is, fuck. Right, that is of course upper ticked off. The last thing you would have seen with me speaking would have been the overhead press set where I didn't actually get 7, I got 6. Now, these things are going to happen, man. I'm not always going to get what I want, right? But this is the reality of prep, right? As long as your mindset is like set in stone, it's fine, because every other movement in that session today, believe it or not, I need enough progressed. Single arm pull down, progressed. Wide grip cable row, I maintained. Single arm cuff lateral raises, I progressed. Chest press, I progressed. Overhead press, regressed, not ideal. Chest supported row, I progressed. Single arm row as well, progressed. Biceps and triceps also weirdly progressed, so like everything near enough apart from wide grip cable row and overhead pressing progressed. So I can't really be like pure insanely disheartened and be like, oh no, I regressed in overhead press so the whole session's ruined, man. Like, I can't, I literally can't. As much as I want to, my brain's like, no, you've regressed, man, you've ruined everything. As much as I want to, I can't, because it was a good session overall, man. Like, it really, really was. Obviously, I recorded the visuals afterwards as well, so I'm most likely talking over that just now, showing you some of the kind of the check-in photos I sent to Finn. But visuals looking not too bad, man. I feel a bit kind of flat here and there, but I think that's just kind of me looking at myself every day, thinking like, alright, okay, I look different from yesterday, or I look different from when I had that high day on Sunday, or whatever it may be. Like, obviously I'm going to look a little bit flatter than I did when I had more food, all that kind of stuff. Like, it's completely normal. But for the most part, visuals looking not too bad, man. I feel pretty decent. Like, the annoying part is, and it's so easy for me to say this, right, and you'll be like, Aiden, shut up, mate, talk shit. But like, see, in person, I feel like my visual looks so much better than it does through photos and videos. Now, you could sit and think, oh, Aiden, shut the fuck up, mate. Like, of course you're going to say that. Nobody sees you in person. Of course you would say that, like, whatever, right? But honestly, in person, I think, I look at myself in the mirror and go, oh, I look not too bad today, man. I look pretty decent. Then I look at the photos and go, they just look shite. Like, I just don't look good, man. And that's no me saying I've got body dysmorphia or anything. That's just literally the photos, like me being like, the photos look shite. But in person, I'm like, I think I look not too bad, all that kind of stuff, man. So it's like, I can't really, I don't know, I can't say how I feel about the visual just now. I'm just literally going off what Finn's saying. If Finn says to me, you look good, mate, or you look flat, mate, let's give you more food, like, complete trust in Finn at this point, because I see myself differently in the photos than I do in person, all that kind of stuff, so I can't really judge it too much. I'll no doubt have an in-person check-in with Finn at some point, obviously before my first show anyway. But what I do need to do is get new tyres for this motor, man, because we're getting a bit close to the what do you call it, the tyre bearing mark, whatever it is. So I need to get new tyres first. I'm getting new tyres next week actually, so once I get new tyres I can then do longer, like 5-6 hour trips on the motorway and all that. But I'd rather not risk that just now with these tyres, I'm not going to lie. I don't think that's a very smart choice for me to make. But anyway, once I get new tyres I'll probably go see Finn and try and get an in-person check-in done. Because I do think that my visual, like, in person is definitely better than it is through photos and videos, but that's just my personal opinion anyway. But as I said, overall a successful session. I've also sent my check-in to Finn. I've sent the photos plus a wee voice note to Finn, letting him know how I'm feeling, how I've been kind of getting on the past couple of days as well. So we'll get that back at some point. So what I'll probably do is go in, make my post-gym scran, of course. Then I'll most likely have an update from Finn, because he's usually pretty quick, man. I'll send it, he gets back to me for like within the hour sort of thing. So I'll get that update back from Finn, I'll let you know what he's saying, and then we'll basically go from there, man. So I'll most likely catch you when I'm like about to scran my post-gym meal, because I'm pretty hungry, I can't lie, so I'll catch you then. Right, you join me with the post-gym meal: minced potatoes, veg, bit of tomato sauce, salt. You know, does the job, man. I just love eating like pure, just like meat and veg, man. Not gonna lie, just kind of basic meat and veg is what I'm basically enjoying just now. But anyway, Finn got back to me with the check-in. He agrees with me. We're looking pretty flat and draggy. In Finn's words, yeah, you're flat and draggy, mate. For sure have looked better, which he agrees with. I said that as well. I basically said that I feel relatively flat. I've definitely kind of looked better before, which I knew anyway. I've looked better, like with more food, feeling fuller, all that kind of stuff. But tomorrow we are running the rest day, high day. So it's been the kind of common theme recently. Rather than doing the training day, high day, we go for the rest day, high day. And I seem to respond pretty well from it. So what tends to happen is the following day, i.e. Monday legs, scale weight's up a little bit, then Tuesday is down, Wednesday is down, Thursday is down. So if that happens again this week, chances are we'll most likely see low 80s next week. If not, possibly touching the 70s, but we're not too sure. We're just going to wait and see what happens. But this week, sorry, pardon me, I've definitely got a lot like leaner anyway. I feel a lot sharper in the midsection. Starting to get that kind of like grainy look, if you know what I mean, which is pretty cool to see. But at the same time, I'm still not lean enough, and we know that I'm not yet stage condition, which I shouldn't be at 7 weeks out. Like, I shouldn't be ready 7 weeks away from the show. Yes, I'd be ready early, of course, but at the same time, 7 weeks is quite a long time to then maintain that look. I'd rather be ready, say, 2-3 weeks out from the show. I then need to kind of maintain that look for 2-3 weeks, get a bit sharper where I can, improve where I can, all that kind of stuff. But there's no point being ready 7 weeks out from the show, because I can't do anything with it just now. I then just need to maintain that look and maintain performance, all that kind of stuff. I'd rather be like slow, steady, lead up to the show, get sharper and sharper a little bit every week, until it gets to the point of, right, okay, you're competing in 2-3 weeks time, we're ready, you know what I mean? So aye, high day tomorrow, basically go from there, because I'm feeling pretty like groggy today. But the main thing of the check-in was my sleep situation, how it's been kind of hit or miss recently. I'm going to attempt to get to sleep earlier tonight, aka like 8:30, 9 o'clock. Usually it's kind of 9:30, 10, more towards kind of 10 to be fair. But I'm going to attempt for 8:30, 9 and get up earlier in the morning. And try and kind of build that sort of routine of like bed early, up early, and see how I feel based off of that. But aye, for the time being, I'm going to get this meal scanned and try and recover a little bit from that gym session. So I'll catch you at some point after this. Right, we have had all meals, we've ate all the food. We're now literally just chilling. I'm actually going to try and get to bed earlier tonight, so just now it's currently 8:30. I've just finished editing a previous YouTube video that will be up tomorrow, aka Sunday. So the one you're watching right now will be out on Tuesday most likely. But aye, a very successful day to be fair. I'm feeling pretty battered now, obviously with the update from Finn, the check-in from Finn, the main thing being kind of like the sort of sleep issue. So the plan going forward is basically go to bed earlier, wake up earlier, and see how that kind of works going forward. So the plan tonight is literally go to sleep in about 25 minutes. So I've just finished this, going to export this, go for a shower, and then go to my bed. That is literally it. So that is a full, well, near enough a full day in my life, because see, to be fair, that is literally my life at this point. Wake up, if I'm working, of course, work. If not, it's literally just eat, gym, chill as much as possible, and try and recover as much as possible. and it's definitely paying off. Now the good news is we've got a high day tomorrow, so that's exciting. I'll probably record that as well, because why not? So roughly 2.9k calories tomorrow, but I've got 10k steps rather than the usual 8k on the high days. It's still no cardio, which is nice. I haven't had cardio at all this week, so I get pulled on Thursday, then no cardio tomorrow as well. So that's pretty nice, to be fair. But anyway, that is the full day in the life on an upper day, 7 weeks out from the first show. The show is 7 weeks tomorrow. So it's getting close, man. It is getting very close. But apart from that, I hope you have enjoyed. Of course, any likes, subscribes, comments, shares, the lot. I appreciate it more than anything. But yes, I'll catch you in the next one.